Excuse me. Let's go ahead and get this done. I'm not gonna have any music because it affects the stream. So I'm just gonna put the radio on.
We have stories about people building stuff and wondering exactly that. From WBEZ Chicago, it's This American Life. I'm Ira Glass. And we're just gonna jump right in with Act 1. Act 1, Come All Ye Faithless. So Eric Mennel in this act explains what happened when...
This American Life. The best show when you're kicking ass.
Part of what's about the child is thoroughly it tries to prepare its pastors for what's ahead. When he was first getting started, one fellowship associate, they flew him to Arkansas every 2 weeks for a few days to train.
They teach you everything from fundraising to developing a core team to writing a philosophy of ministry, which is basically a business prospectus, to crafting a budget, to funding the budget, to managing donors, to
Fellowship associate for one during the week for his year people usually
you know, my whole life has been right. Target the third. Generation, which is a little more stable, or so.
Yeah,
so that was
with this guy having hyperbeam, I got plenty of opportunity to just slice him up.
Or lack thereof. They wouldn't have a building.
I love how they kept the blood.
Really successful.
The slices have blood on them.
And well off or gentrifying.
That's so badass.
They don't meet in an actual church.
Nope.
The idea is
that he ate the hyperbeam. Eat that.
It can be stodgy and uncomfortable. So to get away from all that, and as a sort of hack to save money early on,
OnePlus is vibrating.
101.
I said, man, churches spend too much time focusing on a building, and they put so much money into a building, you know. So at the early on, I wasn't thinking anything.
I figured they could do or something.
Dreadlocked all the way down back. Moccasins with holes in pants.
Sucks without the critical,
crunchy dude.
Like the critical ability.
And AJ seemed like a great number to help Watson's vision.
And largely minority setting or minority leadership, even. So almost like I said.
Oh, it's just karate chop, huh?
It was.
Established 100 or even future was just going to cover his salary and half of AJ's.
It's my fault.
They just wanted people to come to a once a week. So the first was fashion streets. And
early on, man, me and AJ were out on corners, passing out coffee, free coffee on bus stops.
People.
This is
so you to get people felt like
we're gonna
course of
killer
Bible.
We had go to church speak. We learned.
It felt like the
real
always been to reach people who weren't served by other churches, who weren't going to church. But by the end of 6 months,
a real-time combat system just doesn't the
other churches Something's not working here.
Especially, I think, among the more out of the box, the less likely you are long. And you're not understanding pre
Church and people waste. Perhaps very hard. It seems even harder. It's the understanding the universe, God, and to start to fund that church. Exactly the problem the church churches usually solve the moral event. Meet and weird coffee shop, church plans, the music and the typical music and the church. I gotta sure.
When all
Design was in
you,
it was 2015.
ha!
A month
He
after
ate
the
his
start.
hyper.
Just about 2 months. They put out the word on Facebook, on flyers. They told family and friends, and then prayed. Were you
very, very nervous.
was going through?
Bye.
No one comes. Why would they come? There was a guy I knew who had launched a
Poke
church,
Plus.
and every week it decreased until like a month later it didn't exist anymore.
That's the good thing about this thing.
So in my mind, I'm like, well, what if that's me? You know, what do I tell these donors?
I can't wait
who
to
gave a
max
lot of
out
money to
this gym.
And did it
a second.
You
Order.
Jalen,
to stand in the way of you getting
lock and loaded.
What did the launch look like?
maybe 50. Yeah,
That felt really great.
actually, you know, I cried.
Why?
Was out of gamma, and then the deepest fears come, and that I walked in, and it was a lot of people there. I wanted to talk about this because
Take this guy
I need
down.
to define why are we starting a church in a city of churches. You can street and you can see 10 of them on one block. There's a street not far from here where you can count 5 of them on one block. And it's simply to say this: you can't
A
have
bullet
too many,
seed.
number one. But number two, we are being sent. We as the church are being sent the reconciler.
Amen. Can we give the Lord praise one more time for his word going forth this morning? Amen.
Yeah, we maxed out. We absolutely good standing room.
No,
Good
lag.
We maxed out. Okay, this is great.
I hope I have another one.
I was like, okay, like this is gonna be like a regular church type thing. See you next week.
Leah Smith again, AJ's wife.
There we go.
I wasn't thinking about it at that time, Eric. I wasn't thinking about church planting. You kind of start small and then you grow and then you grow and then you grow. I wasn't anticipating that in the weeks to follow,
We're down to the fodder
the
Pokemon.
numbers would drop so harshly.
The next week, only about 60 people showed up, fewer than half the launch. And then the next week was about the same, maybe even a little fewer. It turns out a lot of the people who packed the church that first week were friends and family, people already committed to other churches, but who came out once to show support. And so, before long, Watson and AJ were back to the small group of about 30 or 40 people they had pulled in before moving into the building. They were a year and a half into their 3-year mission, and they were stuck. So they tried new tactics, more direct forms of networking. They went door to door and prayed with people in the neighborhood. They tried getting members to invite their friends to church rather than just strangers.
We would have invite cards, and we would say, listen, let's invite them to church on this day. We had them all on MailChimp. When we had like big parties, like a Christmas party, we would email them out, and we would see who read them. Very few people would even open them.
Some people would come, visit for a week, maybe 2, but they wouldn't stay.
We had good follow-up. Like me and AJ would handwrite cards to visitors. And there would be people who would comment like, I love this church, all this other stuff. And they just it would never come back.
All these people would visit, like, why wouldn't they stay?
I don't know.
There were periods of the
Caleb!
next year where attendance was so low. One person told me it felt like the band was playing for itself. The hardest stretches for Watson?
Summer months. Summer months is when everybody in Philadelphia went to the shore. And so attendance-wise, man, it felt like someone took a scalpel and cut massive chunks off the church. Those periods were extremely deflating. I mean, they were dark moments.
All right. The usual precedent that I put in this
Sometimes I would
gym
have depression.
is like it has waterfall. There we go. How far am I to max out this this gym? Let's find out. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Don't know the level. The color? I'll find out. Till next time.